Hello friends. So today we are going to be topping peppers. So the first time that I actually topped my peppers was last year. Was the first time I had ever done it. I was super nervous about it. Cutting off half of my plant that I worked so hard to grow. It was scary, but it worked amazing. So what I ended up doing, because I was scared, is I ended up topping half of my peppers and then keeping the other half untopped. So the whole point of topping the pepper is to encourage it to grow out instead of up. So when it grows up, it can become unstable because of the wind and everything, and then you might have to support it. So if you cut the top, then it'll branch out and produce a lot more peppers. And I actually ended up getting a decent pepper harvest. I was able to do some canning with my peppers that I harvested from the plants that I had pruned the top off of. So just a little informational video. I hope you guys enjoy it and I hope you get something out of it, and I hope that maybe I'll ease your anxieties of cutting the tops of your peppers off to make them grow better. So here we go. Okay guys. So I have my pepper plants here. Okay, so let's top some pepper plants. So when you're doing this, you want at least 5 to 6 leaves left on your pepper plant if you're gonna top it. So the whole goal of topping the plant is to make it bush out instead of grow tall. So the more it bushes out, normally the more fruit you'll get. So you can just count up the leaves. So I'm not going to count some of these baby leaves at the bottom because you want some of these big leaves at the top. And these smaller leaves on the bottom, I mean, you can see that some of them are a little spotty on them, and they're just really tiny. So I'm going to probably start counting right in the center here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So this is a really big leaf. That leaves quite a few big ones at the bottom. So all that you do, let's see if I can get a good picture of it here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna cut. Let's see if I can give you guys a good view at it. I'm just gonna cut the top of that plant off. And look, now we have a shorter plant. Okay. And this is going to grow amazing. And I know everybody's like, oh my gosh, you just cut all of this plant off. It's super freaky. You're like, oh my gosh, I just ruined my plant. You didn't. You're going to make this plant stronger and want to grow more. This guy's a little bit smaller. This guy's got these little, let's see here. I'm probably gonna wait to top this one because do you see how small it is? I want it to grow a little bit more and then I can top it. This is a serrano. This other one was a jalapeno, this one. Okay, and then this has 2 on it. Okay, and this is a hot pepper. So this bigger one, so I'm gonna just count the leaves. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna also leave that guy on there, but I'm just gonna snip the top off. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna snip this guy right at the top. Boom. Now we have pruned peppers. And now when we plant them, they're gonna bush more instead of grow tall. And this really is in the best interest of your plant. It's now going to put its focus on bushing out and growing bigger and giving you more fruit later in the season. So now that we've topped our peppers, what we're going to do is I'm just going to plant 3 of them, I guess 4 of them, because this one came in 2 and there's no way I'm going to be able to separate these 2. So what I could do is I could just completely cut the smaller one off, but I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to go with it. And I'm just going to plant all of it together. And this soil's really moist. I keep questioning myself whether I want to keep putting compost on the top of my containers, whether that's if that's enough like mulch to keep everything moist. And so far it's really working. I just need to stay confident in this new method that I'm trying. So yeah, these guys really needed to be potted up. Like, can you see how the roots are now like wrapping. They literally could hold the form of the container. So what I'm doing is I'm just loosening them up a little bit. Let's loosen up these roots a little bit, just being gentle so that they can grow throughout this bigger container that I'm going to put them in. And they don't stay stunted. There we go. A little more soil in there so that I don't bury them too deep. And kind of spread those roots out a little bit. And plant them in. Just like that. I might decide later I might want to cut one of those, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We can always decide later. I don't need to decide anything right now. If I feel like they both are kind of stunted, I might get rid of one. But, and then this is the Serrano. I might actually keep there. So these are a couple peppers that Justin has gotten me from Home Depot. So these were already pre-grown. This is a good way to go, especially if you want to get started. You're like, gosh, I'm a little late on starting my seeds, which I actually was a little bit late on starting mine. I'm just going to pull some of these bottom leaves off, and the reason that I did that is because they were already touching the soil and they kind of looked like they were getting a little moldy, and the last thing that I want is I don't want any sort of mold growing on my plants. So I just ripped those little bottom leaves off. It will be fine though, no trauma. There we go, that's our Serrano. And now here is the jalapeno. Yeah, see, look, do you see how those roots, it literally is holding the shape of the container. So they were ready to be potted up. I don't want them to get too root bound. This isn't as bad as I've seen, but sometimes when they get really root bound and then you try to transfer them to a different container, it really can stunt their growth. So might as well. It's a beautiful day out. It was really chilly this morning. It was quite cold. Cool, I guess I should say, not cold. Because in Washington and Montana, it was snowing. So we really are having some good weather, and it's nice to be able to be outside getting this stuff planted so early. At least for us, it feels really early. But there. Now we have our little raised bed. Peppers. Look at that. And these I've been bringing in and out of being inside and outside, so I'm not worried about them getting sun scald or anything like that, because they have spent the majority of their life outside. I did bring them in when we first got them because it was still getting down into the low 30s, and peppers do better when at night the temperature doesn't, it stays about 50 degrees. If it starts to go a little below that, they'll be fine. But obviously if it's going to freeze, you want to cover them. But it really can stunt the pepper's growth if you put them outside too early and the nights aren't going to stay about 50 degrees. But I'm going to chance it. I'm really excited about getting stuff put outside. So we're going to see if this is a mistake or not. I'm going to try to be diligent about covering them if I know that it's going to be really cold out, which I normally am. Whew, it's really bright out here. Can't tell what it looks like because of the glare, but I'll pull you guys off of there so that you can see them close up. Okay, look, there are our peppers topped and looking beautiful. So it really is in the best interest to top. You do not have to top your peppers. Don't feel like you have to do this because you'll grow and you'll still get tons of fruit. Okay? But in my experience, you get more fruit when you top them. So your choice, just an option for you. And if you feel uncomfortable, because I actually, the first time that I did this, I felt really uncomfortable. I thought that it was going to ruin my plants. And so I didn't top all of them. I left some topped and some that weren't. And the ones that were topped produced more fruit. So that's just another little tip for you guys out here in the garden. If that's something that you guys want to try, go for it. If you feel uncomfortable, that's fine. You don't have to do it, but it's just another option for you. Hey, Okay, I'm trying to get a closing shot here with my peppers that I just topped. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that you guys get something out of it, and I hope I've eased your fears of topping your peppers. I'll show you through the season how well they produce and everything. So if you guys got something out of this, I'd love it if you'd hit the like button and subscribe to us for some more informational videos and some tips and tricks out in the garden and in the kitchen. So as always, I hope you have a great day, no matter where you are.